Sean "Diddy" Combs' attorney, Mark Agnello, abruptly withdrew from the rapper's bail hearing after prosecutors delivered a shocking revelation: Diddy was allegedly caught tampering with witnesses while behind bars. Reports claim a leaked phone call between Diddy and his son, Christian Combs, has surfaced, completely destroying whatever hope he had of securing bail. The major question now is, what exactly did Diddy say during that call, and how badly could it damage his defense?
Prosecutors say not only is Sean Combs not entitled to bail, but essentially, he shouldn't even get a hearing on this. And remember, Combs is currently in detention at the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail by other judges. The main issues keeping him locked away are that the courts have held that prosecutors have shown that he is a danger on the outside, he's a potential flight risk. Most notably was evidence put forward that he had been improperly contacting victims and witnesses in this case. And as we discussed on previous sidebars, Sean Combs' counsel has denied all this. They've indicated that all of those conversations were not done with the intent to engage in witness tampering or obstruction. And even, at least they say, one witness had contacted Combs, not the other way around. Well, the government has come out with new evidence of its own to justify pretrial detention. And let me just read you this from the beginning of their brief. They say, while attempting to evade law enforcement monitoring, the defendant has, among other things, orchestrated social media campaigns that are, in his own words, aimed at tainting the jury pool, made efforts to publicly leak materials he views as helpful to his case, and contacted witnesses through third parties? What? And that's not even happening.
Panic has gripped Diddy's defense team following yet another bail rejection, his third in a row, now compounded by an added charge of witness tampering. Phone records from the Metropolitan Detention Center allegedly show that Diddy not only attempted to reach witnesses himself but also directed people outside to influence them on his behalf. Details revealed during the hearing suggest that the judge determined Diddy to be a threat to both the public and key witnesses, leaving him confined for the foreseeable future.
Right at the end of the day on Wednesday, it reads, the court has evaluated each of the factors that it must consider, law. 1. Nature and circumstances of the offense charged. 2. Weight of the evidence against the person. 3. History and characteristics of the person. And 4. Nature and seriousness of the danger that would be posed by the person's release. And it also says the court has also reviewed the information submitted by Combs and the government across all 3 bail hearings in this case. Because remember, Sean Combs was denied bail both by a magistrate judge and a district court judge. Judge Subramanian writes, the court finds that the government has shown by clear and convincing evidence, so that's the standard, that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. In support of this finding, the court provides the following.
Behind bars, Diddy's frustration is mounting as he realizes that once witnesses testify, any shot at freedom could vanish forever. A leaked portion of his proposed bail agreement exposed that he was willing to offer an enormous $50 million to regain his release. Even after surrendering all passports belonging to himself and his family, the judge remained unconvinced, suspecting that Diddy might secretly possess a second passport, and consequently denied bail once again.
The team has said, we're going to put together the proposed bail package. A $50 million bond, co-signed by him, his mom, and his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. It's going to be secured by the equity in his property in Miami, Florida. Home detention, his passport will be surrendered. The government said that's insufficient. They said, look at the charges, look at the weight of the evidence that I just mentioned. They said they have allegations that he and his associates were trying to tamper with witness testimony last year so that they wouldn't cooperate with the government. What do you take away about who has a stronger argument in terms of bail?
Well, I think his counsel has done the best they possibly can. I think bringing him there voluntarily is very smart, starts them out on the right foot. But I think the last thing that you just mentioned, the interfering with witnesses.
That's the allegation, yeah.
Yeah, if that's true, or I should say, if there's real addition that happened, I think that might tip the scales in favor of not letting him out pending trial. Because I think, and you know this, I think judges take an extraordinarily thin view of that. and that might be the factor that tips the scale again.
The ruling to keep Diddy detained until his May 2025 trial came after prosecutors presented a recorded phone conversation between him and his son, containing statements that raised serious red flags about his intentions while in custody.
We made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility. And I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial, and I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
According to prosecutors, the leaked recording captures Diddy instructing his son to handle certain witnesses, using coded language and referring to them as pizza boxes. He also alluded to hidden incriminating footage, which he cryptically described as plastic.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm going to need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over for the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet?
Nah, Bob. He ghosted.
This motherfucker doing these things sweet now because I'm in here.
It's all good. You about to get out on bail.
No. Hey, yo, check this out. I need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie.
Alright, Bob. It's been crazy right now.
Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have a laugh black.
What about all these lawsuits though, Bob?
Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry.
Diddy's sense of panic has only intensified. Despite knowing that every phone call he makes is monitored, he continues trying to reach potential witnesses. New evidence continues to emerge, allegedly showing him in compromising acts involving minors. Insiders say he knows that if even one of these recordings goes public, his legacy will be destroyed. Sources claim that 8 such tapes have already been handed over to the FBI by a close friend of the late Kim Porter, along with a handwritten document reportedly penned by Kim herself outlining Diddy's alleged crimes.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know
appeared
if
to
they
be.
were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared to
Let me rephrase
right.
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
victims.
They were were victimized.
Yeah,
Meaning this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
Desperate to suppress the tapes, Diddy is allegedly contacting anyone who might hold copies, trying to buy their silence. Prosecutors allege he even bribed other inmates to use their phone accounts, believing it would conceal his communications. What he failed to grasp, however, is that all prison calls, both incoming and outgoing, are recorded and monitored. With no expectation of privacy in custody, none of his conversations are shielded by the Fourth Amendment.
My thing with Diddy is, why is he trying to get in contact with witnesses? He gotta know they recorded calls.
My man, in order for you to think that you could get away with doing any kind of witness tampering in prison, you gotta probably be one of the smartest, dumbest persons, because they take everything, bruh. Don't you know when he was using those other people's cards and their phone cards and everything like that, and they hear it, the person is like, hold up. That's supposed to be inmate 076. And Puff inmate number is 0666. Why is 0666 coming over on 0607? Why is Puff stuff coming over on his card? Hold up. Did he just say, take that, take that? Do I hear, bad boy, come out and play? They know his voice. And now for him to be giving people instructions to do things, like I say, he got to be one of the smartest dumb MFs we know. So if they got him on there telling people to get in touch with people or tell people to stop, the guards are being closely monitored. Because it was said that he was on a cell phone. And I don't think you could have a cell phone in the Brooklyn House of Detention. The Brooklyn or the Manhattan House of Detention. I don't think you could have a cell phone. And I heard that he had a cell phone. He made some calls to some people. So they're gonna watch the guards closely, because if you remember with the Epstein case, and check this out, those two guards that were supposed to be brought up on charges because they falsified records, you ain't heard nothing else about it.
That's all for today's video. Thanks for tuning in.